we really wanted to get to talk to people from smaller nonprofit organizations because a lot of times when you hear anything about nonprofits, it's the real big universities and the big hospitals and the big agencies like Goodwill that are nationally known. And nobody talks about the small organizations and the wonderful things that they're doing. So I thought maybe if you could just kind of tell me a little bit about your organization, and then either Raja or I, or maybe both of us, will schedule another time to do a formal interview. What we plan to do is we want to get these stories on video format, and then we're going to start blasting them out on our social media saying, here's the unsung and unstoppable heroes of the nonprofit world. And then eventually, probably the end of next year, we're going to turn it into a book. But first, we're going to start by promoting the video stories. So that's why I wanted to just kind of get an idea. So if you can tell me a little bit about, and I'm also intrigued to hear that you've written a book too. So I want to hear about that. So maybe you could
Yes,
tell us about your African development choices. And it was kind of a fascinating, what I read about it from your website was kind of fascinating. But tell me a little bit how you got started in it and what made you do this.
yes. So I grew up in Kenya. I moved to the UK in 2008. And so the inspiration to start the charity is based on my lived experiences growing up in Kenya.
Mhm.
The community I grew up in, there was a lot of poverty in that community. And so I remember even since I was a kid, just wondering why are things the way they were. Why don't, as a kid, my biggest concern was, why don't I have a playground to go and play?
Mhm.
There's no space, safe spaces for kids in that entire community. So kids have to play in the roads, with traffic and all that kind of thing.
Um,
But anyway, so those questions stayed with me until I became, I grew up a little bit, and then I realized um, I saw the way the politics were being conducted, and to me it was like, this is the reason we don't have access to services, because you know the public resources are being mismanaged. And then I tried to, when you're young in your youth and you're thinking, you know, you want to do something about it, you want to change the world. So I start talking to people around me, my friends, my family, relatives, um, just, trying to understand from their perspective why we can't come together and do something about the situation and try and bring change. And the answer I got from practically everyone was, things cannot change. You know, this is the way things have been. This is the way things have always been. And so it's almost people have become conditioned to expect things to be the way they are.
but you weren't
Um,
satisfied with that answer, were you?
no, so because in my mind, uh, the only people who can bring about the change that is required in the community is the community. Nobody can come from outside and impose something on them that they don't believe in. They have to believe in it themselves first, and then they have to strive for it. Then they can get help from outside if they want to. But if that's basic um, requirement is missing, where they actually believe they can change things in their communities and look for support to do that, then it becomes very difficult to bring about any change. So then I ask myself, so if this is the situation, what can be done? So people don't believe or expect things to change because of what's been happening for a very long time. So that's become the entrenched precedent, if you like. And so that's where the idea you might have seen on the website of setting a new or better precedent comes into play. Because in my thinking, unless someone comes and does things differently, sets a different precedent, and then hopefully that makes people have new beliefs, that people start to believe that actually they can change things. Then yeah, chances are things might never change. And so the projects that we are looking to do through the charity, that's the objective of those projects. So I know some charities go to Africa with the objective of providing communities with missing services that they don't have access to. So we are looking beyond that. So we want to use those projects to address the reason why those services don't exist in the first place. And to me, one of the root causes of that is how public finances and resources are being managed, almost managed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in a nutshell, that's the mission of the organization. And the book is related to the work that the charity is doing because it's called the Shade, and shade symbolizes access to these essential services that we may be talking about, that we want communities to have, you know, because lack of access to those
Publish
essential
the book.
services. So, sorry?
When did you publish the book?
First time I did was in 2023, but I've recently updated it. So just a few months ago, I republished it, basically.
Oh, okay.
It's some updates here. It's a good read.
Yeah, I'll have to get a hold of that. Is it available on Amazon?
It is on Amazon, yeah.
Okay, I'll look for it.
So the shades in the book symbolizes access to these essential services that these communities need, and what that means from a poetic point of view is, when you don't have access to basic essential services, basic necessities of life,
Right.
it's like being in the desert without any shade.
Right.
So that's what the book is comparing those experiences to. Like when people don't have access, it's like they're in the desert without shade.
That's a really interesting idea to connect that, because I think it's so true, that you're out there in the hot sun all day, you would die if you didn't have shade. So
exactly.
yeah.
Or you will suffer, you will suffer a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
And
so that's the suffering, yeah.
so you have the NGO is already set up, right? And is it
Correct, yes.
headquartered in Kenya?
No, it's headquartered in the UK.
Oh, I didn't know if it was headquartered in the UK or not. And
yeah.
you're raising money from people all over the world, like from the US and other countries in addition to the UK, right?
Yes.
What took you to the UK? What prompted you to go to school, or what made you go to UK?
Yeah, I came to do my master's in 2008.
Oh, okay.
And then I graduated because in the UK, master's programs are 1 year,
Oh,
compared to the
right.
US.
Well, I only went 2 years for mine, but it was all online, so I didn't have to go
It was one of the motivations for choosing the UK because it's a 1 year program, a master's program. So graduated in 2009.
And now you're thinking about going to Stanford, you said, right? Isn't that where you said you wanted to go?
No.
Oh, maybe I have you mixed up with somebody else. I was thinking when I looked at the San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge here, I thought, somebody I was just talking to wants to go to San Francisco to school, to Stanford.
No. At the moment, my focus is on getting this charity work going.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where all my focus is at the moment.
So you have a website though already and everything, right?
We do, yes.
Yeah, because I thought I looked at your website briefly. I didn't get a chance to look at it too closely. I've had a crazy week with all these. I'm doing second editions of 5 books all at one time. Plus, I'm writing 5 more from scratch. So it's pretty time consuming for me. But
yeah, I saw that you've published over 40 books.
yeah,
That's a lot.
It is. It's like kind of my passion. I really enjoy writing, and to me, it's not really work. It's more like what gives me energy is writing. But
Yeah.
yeah. So do you go back to Kenya pretty much to uh,
Um, at the moment, the recent past, not as much as some people do, but because the project that we're looking to do, the first project is going to be in Kenya.
mm,
So as soon as we start getting some funding in, I think that I will be traveling several times every year
oh,
to Kenya initially. But in the long term, the plan is to expand this to other African countries. So
yeah.
hopefully we'll get to that point where I'll be traveling
Oh,
not just to Kenya, but to Africa, to other countries in
oh, okay.
Africa.
That would be great. So what
Yeah.
got you excited to start this nonprofit? Just seeing the poverty? Is that what really got you excited about doing this?
Yeah. So just growing up in that environment and, wondering why uh, why is no one doing something to address this? Why? I know there is a lot of goodwill towards Africa. That was another reason. So I
Right.
was seeing all these donations and aid and things coming to Africa, and still the situation wasn't really improving much. So then I was thinking, yeah, with all this goodwill, we should really be able to do something and change the situation.
So eventually you want to work throughout Africa then, but you're going to start in
Yes,
Kenya.
correct. Yes.
Hmm. I think there's so much that probably needs to be done. You have quite a task there. Do you have a board of directors that work with you?
Yeah, I've got a board of trustees.
Trustees, okay. How many are
Yeah,
there?
three at the moment.
Oh,
We will be doing some recruitment to bring more in the future, but
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I think you really need to, especially because this project I think has really great potential for growth. And um, are the board of trustees, are they in the UK also, or are they worldwide or?
um, one is in the UK, one is South African, one is Kenyan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's so you have a pretty good diversity. Have you talked to anybody in the US?
About this, not yet. Not
Okay,
yet.
that
Yeah.
certainly would be a great.
I think once we start getting some funding and doing some work,
Mhm.
I think there will be opportunities probably to do partnerships with US based organizations.
Uh-huh.
For now, yeah, I think we just need to get started first.
Have you done any fundraising yet, or?
We are in the process of submitting some grants.
Oh,
So yeah, we did not have a charity number
oh,
for a while until a few weeks ago, actually.
oh, you have it now? Oh,
Yeah,
good.
we have it now.
Yeah.
So, a lot of the funding requires a charity number.
Right,
Even
right.
yeah, even though we were not, a profit-making organization, we were officially not a charity until we
Mhm.
have this charity number.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, so that makes it easier for us to start
And,
applying for
and
grants and that sort of
unfortunately,
thing.
probably if you want to get serious about fundraising in the US, you probably have to go through the process with them also to get registered as a charitable organization, which is a little bit more challenging if you're headquartered outside the country, but it can be done. I don't do that work, but I have a friend who does help people start in the US. It's called the 501(c)(3), which is the charitable designation. And I know she said if you're based outside the country, it's a longer process because they want to make sure that you're not terrorists or something. I mean, they're pretty particular. And right now, I think it's taking even longer because our government was just shut down for over a month. It's almost, I guess, almost 2 months of the shutdown. So that didn't make life any easier. We have our problems here too. We have enough poverty in this country too. We have a lot here too, but I think you've done a good job putting together, your goals and your vision. Some NGOs, they get started, but they don't really, have anything like no mission statement, no vision statement. So you've done a lot of that work. You did all that mostly yourself, I assume, right?
No, I had a lot of help from
Oh, good.
volunteers from different
Oh,
parts of the world.
oh, that's good. Oh, great.
Yeah, it's been fantastic the response we get when we put volunteer jobs
Oh,
adverts out,
that's
or
that's great.
job adverts volunteer roles. Yeah, so we get a lot of volunteers who come and help in a lot of ways. Yeah,
Are your trustees involved in helping you do some of this work too, or
yeah, yeah, they are.
good?
They're all very involved. Um, yeah, we it's taken us longer than we expected to get to this point.
Mm.
I think because we
It
were
usually
relying
does. Don't get discouraged.
because we were relying 100% on volunteers. Even now, we're still relying 100% on volunteers. So we are getting very close to securing some funds, and then hopefully we
Oh,
can
good.
start.
So are you right
Uh,
now, are you getting a salary at all?
Even myself, I'm not. So
Oh
I'm
gosh,
also
yeah.
volunteering. Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely want to get this up and running so you can start. Not that that's your motivation is to collect a salary, but you deserve to be paid. I mean, this is a big organization that you're going to be doing, and
Yeah,
you have some
that's my goal. That's my
big
goal to be able
goals.
to focus on this full time.
Yeah.
I think that would be very
Do
helpful
you
if I
have a
could do that.
full-time job besides this?
Um, I, my background is in tech, so
Yeah.
I do contracts here and there, not full-time employment.
Oh,
But yeah, my goal is to focus on this for a number of years when I can start making a living out of it.
yeah.
But then eventually hand it over to someone else.
Yeah. Well, that's good. You have a good vision because a lot of times when people start something, they don't think ahead to the fact that they're not going to live forever and they have to turn it over to somebody else eventually. But, they call it founder syndrome, where sometimes somebody found something and they don't want to let go. And, you're not going to live forever. Unfortunately, none of us are. So,
uh,
but,
yeah, you have to think about the future.
yeah. So, but I guess what I'd like to do is, maybe, and you don't have to give me answers now, but maybe send me some times that might be good for you. I know with the time zone change, like I said, Raja, it was this whole project, this Unsung and Unstoppable was his brainstorm. And I think he would like to do an interview, but he's in India. So he's like, and the whole country of India, for some reason, only has one time zone, which I'm not sure how they manage that, but I guess they do. But he's about 11 hours difference from me, so he's probably about 5 or 6 hours different from you, I guess. I think I think London is about 5 hours different from the east coast of the U.S., if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember. I don't remember.
It's 6
Six. Okay.
p.m.
I thought it was around 5 or 6. Yeah. So, but maybe we can, if you send me some times that would work for you, maybe we'll have a three-way call, and he'll probably send you in advance some questions that he would like to ask during this interview. I think mainly what we're trying to do is get to personal stories because, like I said, when you read about charities, at least in the US, and it's probably the same everywhere else, they talk about the big organizations that are well known and national organizations, and oh, this organization got a $5 million gift or whatever. But there's so many small organizations that are doing such wonderful work, and we're trying to get them known, um, for a couple of reasons. First of all, because I think it'll help their funding if they have some publicity and somebody, happens to look at the video that we're going to produce or later on read the book and say, oh, this is really an amazing organization. I'd like to support this organization. So our ultimate goal is to help you not just get recognition, but also to raise money. And, you know, in the United States, and in other countries too. I know I've been to England. I went to the European fundraising conference one year, and we try to get people to think of long-term gifts that really make a difference, like maybe leaving in their will when they die, leaving a bequest to the organization. But the small organizations don't really know how to get started with that kind of stuff, and they don't get the attention, so they don't get those big gifts. So we want you to get into line where maybe people would read about your organization, say, man, this is really great. I love this idea. So I want to give a gift to this charity. And maybe it's a small gift, but eventually maybe it'll be, they're going to die and leave you the beneficiary of their will. So that's what we're trying to accomplish, is to get some of these smaller organizations better known, but also better funded too. So that's what
Yeah,
our purpose is, to write this book. And, you know, I think it's a really, we've talked to so many fascinating people who are doing such good work that nobody ever hears about. So we want to change that. We want to make sure people do hear about stories like yours, because that's
yeah,
a huge job that you took on. I mean, and to think that I think what's fascinating about it is you had this brainstorm when you were a kid. You realized that something needed to change. And, most of the time, kids don't think in terms of that. They're thinking of what's good for them. So they don't often think about the future, but you did. You had a lot of foresight. So I think your story deserves to be told, and we want to make sure it does get told. So,
thank you.
I
Thank
don't
you.
know.
I think it's a great initiative, you know, trying to do these projects. When I saw your email, I thought, yeah, this is very, very,
Yeah.
it's a very noble idea. So it will be an honor to be part of it.
Okay. Well, we're excited to have you a part of it. So if you can
Yeah.
just, shoot me by email what are the best times of day for you. And, Raja is much better on worldwide time zones than I am.
What time is it for Raja now, if you know?
It's probably around midnight for him at night.
Yeah. So
So,
I would suppose the time I'd suggested in my earlier email, around 2 p.m. my time, which will be, I think, around 8 or 9 a.m. for you in the morning.
yeah, that
So,
should probably be pretty good. So send us some
well,
days that you'll be available. Like next week here in the US, we're celebrating Thanksgiving, and I'm going to be away. I'm leaving on Saturday. I'm originally from Pennsylvania, which is the East Coast, and then I lived on the West Coast in Nevada for a long time, and now I'm in the middle of the country. But so we can figure out a time. I think that 2 p.m. your time is probably going to be good, because it'll be morning for me and still early enough in the evening for Raja that we won't be getting him up in the middle of the night anyway. But send me some times, maybe like not next week, but the week after, or and not too close to Christmas, because that's a bad time too. I don't know if it is for you, but I don't know what, if you are religious, if you are Christian, or if you're a Muslim, I don't know.
yeah, no, I was raised a Christian,
How
so
are
yeah,
you? Okay.
and Christmas is big here in the UK for them
Okay.
as well.
Yeah. So we don't want to and I'm actually hoping to go out to Nevada for the weekend before Christmas. A friend of mine is being ordained as a priest, so he wanted me to come out and for his ordination mass. So I'm going to be doing that. So, but if we can do like maybe the first or second week of December might be a good time. That way I don't, and it doesn't interfere with Boxing Day in England. I know that's a big one too.
Yeah, let's target early December, and hopefully we can get some dates down.
Yeah, okay, that sounds great. And then, like I said, we'll do this again on Zoom, but it'll be Raja and maybe I'll be on too, but
Yeah,
he'll probably send you in advance some questions that he'll be asking so you can think about it before the call. So,
yeah.
but I'm so glad I
That's
got to meet you first and got to introduce you a little bit to this project. So I think
yeah. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your
well,
time,
thank
Linda.
you. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
It's so great talking to you. We got to be kindred spirits since we both had the same background up.
yeah. I'm thinking
But
maybe that
I
was
just laughed so much. Oh my gosh.
maybe it wasn't a coincidence. Maybe there's
Maybe it was meant
it's
to be, right?
yeah,
Must have been. It must have been. Okay, well, hey Moses, it was so great talking to you. I had Raja asked me, he's a Hindu, and he said, now I know Moses was a pretty big figure in the Bible, wasn't he? I said, oh yes, he certainly was.
yeah,
So
yeah. Moses is a big story in the Bible.
yeah, in fact, my church, we're doing a Bible study and we're on Exodus right now. So we're reading all about, we just finished the burning bush story and
Yeah, you remember that one all the way from Sunday school. Yes.
yeah, yeah. What kind of a Christian church did you go to?
Uh, Protestants. I don't
Oh,
know how. Yeah. So Anglican Church because we are
oh, okay. Yeah,
English colony.
yeah. Oh, good. Well, I think we have a lot in common, and I certainly have. I mentor a couple people in Nigeria. I haven't mentored any in Kenya yet, um, but I
Yeah.
am really thrilled to meet you because I think it's such a great thing that you started this as a kid thinking about this, and now you're carrying it through. That's really commendable. So, and
Yeah, and I think another bigger part of the story is it's over 100 volunteers. That's I think almost
wow,
200
oh, that's
volunteers.
amazing.
Yeah. So from all different parts of the world, you
That's
know,
that's incredible. Wow.
that journey, especially with the volunteers, is what keeps me
Yeah,
going because I'm thinking to myself, if these people believe in my vision, you know,
right.
all these people from all these different parts of the world,
Well, you've done a
people
great
have
job if you have that many volunteers because a lot of organizations who have been in business for a long time don't have that many volunteers.
exactly. So there must be something that they see
Yeah.
that attracts them to the vision of this
And
organization.
if you have any volunteers that you want us to talk to, maybe they can also participate by telling us what attracted them to your organization, what made them want to get involved and volunteer. So that's
Yeah,
something that you might want to think about too.
yeah, yeah. I will think about that.
Okay.
And thank you.
Okay. Thanks so
Enjoy
much.
the rest of your day. Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.